Hey everybody, Cam Capital here with a video on Gamestop GME for April 27th, Tuesday. Closed at 177 and 77 cents, up 5.2% on the day. But you see, really, today's action intraday, kind of a fade, made a bear flag in the morning, sold off, got one bounce off the low 170s, kind of closed right about the moving averages. But the big move came after market yesterday, as GameStop announced they completed their 3.5 million at the market offering. Took in 550 million off of that, and they're going to use that to eliminate long-term debt. So we get that shove up all the way to 198. 200 is going to act as that psychological level, sells us off, consolidated pretty closely around that 38.2 fib level, which I mentioned that I thought it probably would. In the video from yesterday, you had that 38.2 act as support and resistance prior, and you go out to the daily and the weekly volume concentration there, especially above, from 200 to 186, 185, 175. A lot of volume in that area. Get a little bit of a gap down in pre-market, and then 4 o'clock, when most traders have access to start trading, get this push higher, get up to 188.8, kind of form this double top after the initial push from the aftermarket news, and pull back, consolidate again into the low 180s, got to sell off right off the open, and then one push higher, couldn't break the pre-market high, and we sell off. So we sell off lower, get a bounce here off 175, push back up. Now the the lows from pre-market, the consolidated area aftermarket, acts as overhead resistance, sell off, one more test higher, kind of get like a double top forming here. But you could also draw your triangle wedge, bear flag wedge, and then we get the break low through that triangle, push down to 173, and then if you kind of see here with my cursor, that pushed us down right to about the highs from yesterday, 173, excuse me, can't cover it, 174.68, hit that low today, 173.11. But really, this candle, wick there, but really closed about 173 threes, these two candles here on the 5-minute chart, and that's where we bounced today. So buyers really held the high of the day from yesterday, pushed us back up, and then now 180 is acting as overhead resistance, and closed at 177.77 cents. You see, last 5 minutes of the day, pretty typical. Huge increase in volume. Algos push us down a little bit, and some selling off occurring here after hours. Looks like we're trying to curl up again higher. So you could draw a pretty good line of resistance here from the triangle. Kind of held all day. If you draw something out like this, held pretty well all day. So look to see if that breaks for tomorrow. If we go out to the daily, I might erase that because it's going to skew everything. But you see here out on the daily chart, we haven't broken through that top line of the triangle like AMC did. So AMC gapped above that trend line. GME, with the extended move, that triangle, is larger, bouncing off the bottom the last 2 days, significant moves up. Didn't necessarily test the top of that triangle. That triangle was sitting around 190, so we did touch it, go through it after hours. Daily charts don't show that, but so you could consider that as the trend line still acting as overhead resistance. And so tomorrow, we're going to look to see fill this triangle, right? So the way it's drawn on the daily, the pinnacle point, apex, whatever you want to call it, so the triangle is May 5th, so that would be next Wednesday. So we'll look to break out of that triangle sometime by next Wednesday. Obviously Friday the 30th is going to be a heavy day for options, AMC, GameStop, a lot of these Wall Street bets plays. So wouldn't be surprising to me if this triangle, we get the breakout before then. And just here on the daily side of things too, Volume still elevated compared to the last weeks, right? So 10.5 million yesterday, 8.8 million today, compared to last Friday of 4 million, 4 million. And then we did get, 3.8 last, the 19th of 10. But all in all, so we did get a gap up. So, this could be, this candle itself is, a spinning top, could be a star. So we did get the gap up, didn't touch the close. But like I said, from the 5-minute chart, we held kind of that high pretty well, right? We touched it really on 2 5-minute candles, came back up, and held up. So if here we look at the volume on the daily, you see where we're kind of at, the volume pretty congregated in that 186, 180 area. So as this thing's updated over time, the volume's kind of moved down below 186. So to continue higher, we're going to need that volume to break in that area. If we go out to the weekly chart, shows it a little less, right? So a lot of volume aggregation here, obviously, in the last couple of weeks. Here on the weekly side of things, right, we already broke out of the triangle. It's just how the chart skews it. But just on the weekly side of things, really look at volume again. So like AMC, GameStop 19 million shares in 2 days compared to 27 million last week in 5 days. So we got elevated volume. You like to see that when you want a breakout to occur, right? So we're at the point of this triangle. We've been consolidating, volume's been dropping in the last couple of weeks. Now things are ramping up, excitement's picking up, right? So we're riding that fear, greed, capitulum, right? Everybody's got the FOMO, everyone wants to hype one way this thing's going to break, and that volume's going to pour in, really driving forward that move. So I think with GME, let's go back to the daily here. So I think it's just going to be a 1-bar play right now. So you're going to watch after market hours, you get gap down, right? You're going to put I'll probably mark once again, probably the low from the day, 173.17. Mark the close from Monday, right? So those are the levels going to be look at. If pre-market's lower, if pre-market's higher tomorrow, right? I want to look at the open price, 183, and then obviously the 186 is going to be playing the 188, and then probably where this resistance line above is acting at. So those are just things to look at for Wednesday. I hope you got something out of this video. Appreciate you taking time to watch it, and we'll see you in the next one.